I don't believe it. The golden eagle, right here. Well, it's been a crazy week. I finally got a Z8 since this was first, actually since the Z9 was announced. I've been just envious of everyone that's been shooting them. And then finally this week, stars aligned, room on the credit card, and it was time to dive in and get it. My third day out, and just what a revelation, coming from a D500, which just a great bird camera. I was a huge fan of it, always did what I needed. But then once you start getting into more video, it gets a lot more difficult. And that's where, I bought a Z30 earlier in the year as a bit of a vlogging camera, kind of studio type setup shooting. And it works great little camera. But then of course you want to start using it out in the field with video and the like, and it just doesn't, trying to focus, trying to track anything like that, doesn't, it's not made for that. The Z8, just another world, really is. So just down at my local estuary. Love this time of year down here. As you can see, it's socked in with fog right now, so really moody, really neat light. Good chance for, this is obviously perfect northern harrier habitat. Short-eared owls do show up here most winters. It's quite a sprawling estuary, so it can be really difficult. You got to get really lucky. It's not like you can, it's not like on the mainland where there's spots where they, it's huge over there, but they definitely have their favorite locations. Over here, they will kind of float. There's two main rivers and dikes and everything, so they'll kind of be jumping over them all. So it's a lot more difficult to track anything here. So you got to get really lucky. You see them in the grassland camo, so I'll hunker down. And just it's kind of a quiet walking, keeping an eye out, always keep an eye over your shoulder. Inevitably you see something flying behind you. So yeah, haven't been a ton of eagles around, so that's kind of, well, get down and have a look. There was just a sea lion on the river feeding on salmon. It's a nice little spot up here. I'm just going to wander down to. You can get down to water level. Always good spot for mergansers and ducks. A lot of the fish-eating diving ducks and the like will feed on here. The salmon fry and eggs and everything. So yeah, we're going to just wander down there. And this time of year is great. You never know. Good chance for long-eared owls, saw-whet owls, and a lot of this scrub. It gets super thick up here, so you never know what you'll see in the bushes here. It's always, it's very exciting time of year to be out shooting. It's nice because it's a bit darker and overcast, so it's actually quite quiet down here today, so that's really cool. Yeah, this is the type of habitat you'll see the long-eareds in. They'll kind of be tucked right in tight. You can see how thick it is in here, so the chances of actually finding one and finding one that's in a position that's shootable, well, that's a whole other thing. Sneak back around. Hopefully, so plans with the Z8 with my YouTube channel is a big part is going to be getting out and trying to reshoot species. Basically the birds and mammals and wildlife of British Columbia. Basically going to try to every week, or at least yeah, try and, once a week, try and get a small video together as I go out and try and reshoot everything. So basically, birds from house sparrows, eagles, owls, everything. We'll be covering some of the camera settings, as well as some of the how-to, kind of where I go, what I'm looking for. Like, like I said, these sorts of trees, when you're down at estuaries on the coast or at this time of year, you want to really have a good look through them. A lot of times the saw-whets and long-eareds, they'll sit right up against the trunk of the tree, so they'll sit really in tight. And so you want to make sure that as you're walking through, you don't just go blasting through this habitat without having a good scan through the trees. If you're shooting in the lower mainland, you just look for the groups of photographers. Someone will probably have scoped it out, and chances are they've been scoped out for most of the season. So it's kind of tough over there because the owls don't really get a chance to, any peace or quiet. So we're over here. Not as many people, thankfully, yet. So it's a matter of getting out yourself and having a good look around. But yeah, this is it's funny for how great this habitat is. There's very few reports of long-eared on the island. I saw one last winter, or actually this time of year, that was heading south. It was seen in Victoria a few days after I saw it. Yeah, this is my favorite type of shooting. I really don't want to go where people know things are. I want to be the guy looking. I don't believe it. The golden eagle, right here. Well, this is quite the way to inaugurate the new Z8 for me. I often find with new gear, it's either hit or miss. Either you get something right away, or it takes weeks to find something worth shooting. We'll get a golden eagle once in a while here. I've never been this close to one. I don't believe it. Just amazing. Absolutely awesome. See if we can do a bit of a selfie with him. Can you see him behind me there? Oops. Right at the top of the tree there. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, it's totally fogged in. I almost went south because it's all fogged in up here, but I decided to come have a look, see what I could find. Was not expecting this. Just awesome, awesome. Well, back to shooting. Didn't get the camera out. Oh, got a little marsh wren right here too. Super cool. Well, this is a good start to reshooting some species. I saw it off in the distance, and around here, you'll chase, 1,000 juvenile bald eagles for every golden eagle you might find. It's actually sitting quite low over the river right now. There hasn't been a lot of eagles around. It's been fairly quiet so far this year. But yeah, I saw him. I didn't actually even put glass on him. I just figured it was a juvenile bald eagle sitting low. So I kind of made my way off the dike down to the river. And as soon as I started getting close, I'm like, that looks a little different. They have a slightly smaller bill. People always say they're bigger, but they're not really. They're, within a couple inches. You wouldn't really notice it. Between a male and female, you wouldn't really typically see the difference of size in the bird itself. This is a juvenile. You see it's got a white tail band. You'll see it when it's cleaning itself, when it's preening there. You'll see the white tail feathers, and that's kind of a sign of a juvenile. They'll also have white patches under their wings. Yeah, I said and because it's dark, overcast day, it's actually quite foggy, so it's actually really quiet down here. There'd normally be people down here, so yeah, really glad I came out. And this is, like I said, the whole point of getting the Z8. Just didn't do a lot of shooting this year, really struggling with different things, so really felt I need the inspiration. And so, you know, the inspiration to get out, because this is what you find. Not the best perch, it's a bit scrubby. No way of getting anything as a background other than I've got a bit of a distant tree right now, trying to line up something so it darkens it a little bit so I'm not full against a white background. But there's a few twigs here and there in front of it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Just gonna patiently wait here and see if I can't get an in-flight. Oh, it might be looking to go. Okay. Well, that was exciting. I just took off, flew across, and it's just flowing across the river. Bit out of reach right now, I think. We'll see what I got. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, it's a bit dark for in-flight, so we'll see what I got. I think I got a couple sharp ones as it was taking off. It basically flew. I managed to sneak around to the other side of it, so I could try and get a more of a face-on view. I could tell from where I was sitting, it couldn't fly that way because it had branches in front of it, so I knew it had to come this way. So kind of worked my way around, and it just flew off to a tree across the river there, but it flew right at me, low. I hope I got something. Oh, there's a sea lion right here. There's a sea lion. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. Oh yeah, it's downriver there. I'm just going to take a low profile here, see if I can't have one of those seals or sea lions come back up here. Yeah, amazing light today with the overcast and the fog and the mist. Got to remember to keep a lookout over this field here. A good spot for northern harriers. Saw a short-eared owl 3 weeks ago now, but that was probably on the move. It hasn't been seen since, from what I understand. So definitely have to keep an eye out, though. It is the time of year when you never know what's going to be here. Good example of that is sitting in the tree right there. At this time of year, when you get down to the lower stretches of the river, you end up with seals and sea lions coming out, chasing upriver, chasing the salmon. Could be quite exciting. There's probably 4 or 5 harbor seals in front of me. Oh, there's one right in front of me here. See that wake? There's a seal across the way there. This is the time of year where BC feels really wild. Fortunately for me, it coincides with my Christmas season, which is a big part of my business. So I really struggle to make the time to get out at this time of year. So I have a bit of a break in between restock. Christmas card sales have been crazy so far. So I'll be getting out in the next week to restock all my accounts again. But yeah, awesome. So nice to get out. I've been out to the lagoon, kind of chasing some ducks around, just kind of getting used to the camera. I spent a ton of time on YouTube, thanks to Steve Perry and Hudson Henry and Jan Wegner. Kind of some great info on the initial setup of the camera. So I really appreciate that insight. Definitely a lot more to setting this camera up than my old D500. This camera is much, much different. The 3D tracking is outstanding. It's just, the eye tracking just incredible. I can't wait for the new firmware in the spring, which is supposed to give you the bird eye AF, which the Z9 just got. So looking forward to that. But yeah, light's definitely dwindling quick here. This is definitely the time of day you might see some short-eared owls flying around as well. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that as I make my way back to the car. Whenever I buy new equipment, it's always nice when you have a good day out right away. And today was definitely that day. They said I just thought it was a juvenile bald eagle, but it was sitting low enough. It was worth having a look. Said it wasn't an ideal perch. It was still a bit white behind it. It couldn't quite get, there's no way to get anything behind trees or bushes or anything else or mountainsides. But I'll still take it. I'm hoping some of the in-flights are sharp. Basically flew right at me, so fingers crossed a couple of them will be workable. Thanks for joining me today as we kind of head out on more adventures chasing the birds of British Columbia. Please like and subscribe if it's content you might be interested in. Till next time, take care.